Good morning. Hey, Christmas is around the corner, so let me wish you a Merry Christmas. I hope you have a great time with family, with friends, with people you care about this coming weekend. I want to give a shout out to Alan Vermeil, who has just shared, I've gotten so much stuff from his books, The Carols of Christmas, Volume 1 and 2. And a lot of backstory to O Holy Night that I didn't know, written by an atheist as a poem, and eventually was put to music by somebody who was not a Christ follower. Just a great history to that. But I love the fact that even though it was written by an atheist, he was an abolitionist, and this is the mid-1800s. And so when it was translated into English, the person who did it was clearly an abolitionist, and we're going to talk about that today. I love what it says in Luke chapter 4, verse 18, and it's quoting the book of Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah. "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim liberty to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind, and to set at liberty those who are oppressed." Well, Harriet Tubman, you may recognize the name. She was known as the Moses of her people. She was born into a life of slavery in 1822, but she escaped. And she went to Philadelphia in 1849. And once free, she sought to set others free, help them to gain their freedom. And so she began to operate the Underground Railroad, a network of people, places, and routes that provided shelter and assistance to escaping slaves. She went herself on 13 different missions on the Underground Railroad, mostly directed towards her own family and friends, but many others also found their freedom due to her efforts. So then there's this song that comes along, "O Holy Night." And it was right as she was in the midst of all of this that John Dwight Sullivan was inspired to translate this French Christmas carol, what we call "O Holy Night." And when he translated it, he took special care with the third verse. So here's what it originally would have said. "He sees a brother where there was only a slave. Love unites those that iron had chained." But Dwight changed it to this: "Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother. And in his name all oppressions shall cease." The new version became a favorite among Christian abolitionists during the time of Tubman and Sullivan, and was also popular, obviously, during the Civil War. So it's more than just your normal Christmas carol. It gives meaning to the cause of the fight against the evil of slavery and oppression, and it connects it with the most incredible, wonderful news of all, the coming of the Lord Jesus. And Jesus came to break all kinds of slavery, to set the captives free. Christmas is really about freedom, about God coming to break chains, whether they're emotional, physical, spiritual. It's good news, and we have the grace and the ability to share this with others. You have probably sung this song many times and not really thought about slavery or abolition. But once you hear it, it's hard to not recognize it. And so we've probably all sung it without recognizing it. But while it was an anthem for American Christian abolitionists, I can't help but to think that it was also a song that Tubman and her fellow escaped slaves loved. And so this Christmas, when you hear it, you can think about them, meditate on what it was that they experienced, but also that the freedom that Christ wants to give to you, to your friends, to your family. God bless you. Have a Merry Christmas.